Hey, cuties. Happy Sunday. Let me stop this. Oh my God, I got a whole lot going on over here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me put some background music on while I say some hellos. Shout out to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the reunion. I did. I did. But yeah, let me say some hellos. Now, let me say this. I had somebody leave in my comments. I get this periodically. You can just say, hey, everybody, and go and get to it. And you can definitely fast forward. I get to it in my videos, but in my lives, I do like to acknowledge the cuties. Okay. So, real quickly, we're going to get into some hellos. Then we're going to get into my recap. And then I will drop the link. Hey, Squarebiz. I am curious to hear you all's thoughts as well. I enjoyed the reunion. Let me say that off the top. But let's get started. Hey, Deborah Jackson. Hey, Mary. Hey, Shirley Ann. Hey, Judy. How are you? Shout out to the cutie crew. Excellent, excellent. Members only live this past Friday. I loved every bit of it. Every bit. Hello again to Square Biz. Hey, Peaceful Journey. Hey, sis. Happy Sunday. Sis, I haven't talked to you in a couple days. Hope your weekend was great. I'm sure it was. All right. Peaceful Journey. I got you. Thank you. Please like the video, guys. We have 179 people watching so far, 184. Thank you guys so much. If you are in the bushes, please hit the like button and drop down. We don't bite all the time. But thank you guys again for joining me. Hey, Lois. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Heloise. Now, real quickly, shout out to those of you that watched the video of Tank Baby getting down at Troy's 50th birthday party. If you guys want to hear all of the music that was played, you will need to go to Mark's Instagram page. And I'll make sure to drop it in the comments on that video once we're done with this live. I believe he's under Mini Mark, MINNIMARC on Instagram, I believe. But yeah. And real quickly, somebody said that Miss Van was singing happy birthday. I missed that. I would have put that in the live as well. But yeah, I loved it. That was a party. Okay. Hey, Gigi. How are you? Hey, Sandra. The fabulous Linda Greer. Hello. Hey, Titi. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Oliski. Hey, VG. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Pretty Eyes. Hey, Cricket. Hey, Neva P. Hey, Monica. Hey, Cheryl Canada. Hey, Tawana. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Yvette. Girl, what's these? Girl, what's the tea? Now, why I do that? Say, what's these? I think I said the same thing the other day. Girl, what's the tea? Hello, hello. Hey, Tawan. How are you? Thanks for joining me. To the content creators that's in the building, you guys know, feel free to copy the link to your page and drop it in the comment section. I don't mind at all. Twan, I gotta get over there and check you out. Check out your latest videos. Hey Michelle. Hey Thames. Hey Tay. Hey Purple Queen. Let's see. Angela Richardson. Hey, Angela. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. We getting down to the bottom quick today. I think I'm speeding because of that comment. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. VG, did I get you? I think so. Miss Lady One, hello. Joanna, hello. Sharna, hello. Terry, Miss Linda, Elisa, Karen, Sharna, Lady No Soul, Phyllis, let's be clear, is in the building. Cinnamon Swirl, Charnel, Veronica, Monroe, Arthurine, Regina, all up in my world. Hello. Hey, Creole girl. Hey, Sherry McLean. Let's see, Sharna. Hey, Barbara. Every time I say Sherry, my phone think I'm saying Siri. Crazy. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Tanisha. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Marcel's tits. Hey, Charnel. Hey, Jacqueline. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me get my phone together real quickly. 241 people joining me. Thank you so much. Let me turn my volume down on this. And then let me go here and here and here so I can have my phone here. All right. LaDawn. See, I see LaDawn on my phone. I see Aunt Debbie on my phone. Hey, Paper Chase. Hey, Terry T Baby. Hey, Crystal. All right, let's see. I'm getting down to the bottom. If I missed anyone, I am so sorry. It is not on purpose. But we're going to go and get into this recap. I'm also going to be doing a couple videos throughout the week of a lot of stuff that's going on with Love and Mirror Huntsville. You're trying to hang, you got a LaDawn, you sick, but I pull a LaDawn on you, or you sleepy. Okay, I get it. It's only 6:13 my time, but I thank you for stopping through. Hey, J Mac. LaDawn been staying up, baby. LaDawn has been staying up. LaDawn, I hope you're feeling better. Let's see. Big Queen Shiznit. Hello, hello. I'm glad you caught alive as well. Hey, Tracy Lee. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Yay, Bridget, you too. Shout out to those of you that have not been able to catch me live. Shout out to the replay gang. The replay gang represents all the time. Do you hear me? And I appreciate each and every one of you. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. As I mentioned, I'm going to give my quick little recap. I have so many memes from this episode. Let's see. I got a couple saved. Oh, those are the only ones that I uploaded. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. But it's trending in here. Hey, sis. But we're going to go ahead and get started, guys. Yes, he was Peaceful Journey. What a difference a couple days make. Now, a lot of us saw Tank at his daddy's cheesecake factory soiree, you know. And yeah, Tank didn't look too happy to a lot of us. But baby, at his uncle Marcus and Troy's, actually Troy's birthday celebration, Tank was cutting up, and I loved it. We'll probably discuss when I drop the link. But as I stated, what a difference a couple days make. I try not to read too much into the children, but whenever we get a glimpse of them with Martell, and then we see them at events and all of that with Mel, or family gatherings or whatever the case may be, it's always a big difference to me. The kids seem a little guarded, on edge, and all of that. When they are with their dad, we know that he says that he is a disciplinarian. And, sometimes they don't take all that, especially when you ain't got no discipline. But I ain't going to get into that. Yes, Trisha. Trisha said Martell rules with an iron fist. Yes, I agree. We ain't going to get into all that right now, though. Mr. Hook and Curve. Shout, Mr. Hook and Curve. Lord have mercy. But let's go ahead. As I stated, thank you guys so much for joining me. I did a screen collage because again, I can't switch as often as I would like when I'm live. And yes, I just put together a couple facial expressions and all of that from the first part of Love and Mirror Huntsville season 6 reunion. So, and mods, thank you so much. Shout out to the cutie mods in the house. Shout out to the Cutie crew. Hey, SKR. Shout out to each and every one of you. But let me go ahead and get started. Excuse me. The reunion started with them arriving. Mel arrived first with her crew, and she was excited to see Melody Rogers on her door. I know she was. Kimmy was next, then Marceau and Tisha. Now, I was tripping because they had like a little poster or something for Marceau and Tisha. I was a little confused, but anyway, Marceau was next. Who was at the Marceau? I'm sorry, Maurice, Stormy and Courtney, and then Martell with his old hoochie daddy shorts on. I got a couple pictures. We may play that when the panel comes up a little later. You know, why does the shorts have to be so tight and so short? I don't get it. But anyway, with dress shoes, child, what they call them, what coleslaw call them, a cat daddy. I guess that's how cat daddies dress. But anyway, Carlos went into Mel's dressing room. He sort of shaded her. I thought it was cute because he asked her, "So are we gonna talk this reunion?" And we know last year Mel was not having it. I saw a big difference in Mel as well this reunion, this season, really. And I guess she's just free, and it shows. What else? Um, mm, 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 mm. Oh, when Carlos went into Martell's dressing room and he was playing victim like he always do, he ain't got nobody to cook for him. And I believe, and Carlos was like, "What? Nobody?" And Martell, how he said it was, that's the thing. People don't like to cook these days. Old antiquated thoughts. Yes, women cook, but anyway. But I think the part that they bleeped out is when he said, "Well, coleslaw cook sometime." And Carlos got a chuckle out of that. Coleslaw about the only one that's gonna do that. And it is what it is. What else? Carlos went into Kiki's room, mentioned something about the drinks, and Kiki said, "Let's not have any." They were joking about the drink in the face when it comes to Tisha. I don't give a and yeah, that was that when it comes to them in their dressing rooms before the reunion. When they all walked out on stage, and it's not that I hate to say this, but it is the truth. Although Martell's suit was too tight for my liking, I did give him best dressed when it comes to the men. And Martell is always the best dressed when it comes to the men, but it's like, damn, can you just make your suits just a little looser? I think that they would look better. But compared to Maurice and Marceau and Chow, Courtney and the satin, he was definitely best dressed. I was glad to see Kimmy's outfit in person or on the screen with the movement, I guess I should say, because it looked better to me than it did in the pictures that was released initially. But I still say I could have done without the feathers, but that's me. That's her. She liked the feathers. I love the color on her. It looked cute. Stormy and Courtney looked like they were going on prom, child. That's just it. Now, I do have pictures, actual pictures of Stormy and Courtney's look, not, while they were on stage. And there was some type of print in Stormy's dress. The pictures look much better, but it was too matchy for me. Like I said, it just gave me a prom feel. Gave me a little, excuse me, guys. I don't want anybody to get offended. Gave me a little country feel, but they got to wear their outfit. So it is what it is. Tisha's dress, we talked about it when we saw it before. We're going to talk about it now real quickly. Um, it looked tacky to me. I'm just sorry. A lot of people said that they liked the lime green. I didn't. I think the dress would have been fire if it was black with the sheerness. And I also think that the corset area, because Tisha had like a brown sheer to attempt to match her skin, and then a built in corset to attempt to suck her in, and it just did not look good. It didn't look flattering. She was sitting, it looked like she was uncomfortable, sort of stuffed, if you ask me. And it just didn't read well for me. It just didn't read well at all. Black would have been okay, even with the black corset, if you ask me, because it's black and that's different. But yeah, she had to wear it just like the rest of them. So that's their business. We already know that Mel, in my opinion, was right on theme with what was going on at that time, which was Beyonce's Renaissance movements, because that's what it was. It was a Renaissance movement, and I liked it. I did. I liked the fringes. We talked about this. I like the fringes. I like the boots. I liked all of it. And as I stated, sometimes when it comes to fashion, it's all about theme. What's current, what's in. And that was in. But overall, they look good. I would like, though, and again, I don't run a damn thing, but I wish that Love and Marriage Huntsville, um, I wish they did something similar as the other reality TV shows. That's if we're all going to wear silver, let's all wear silver. If we're all going to wear pink, let's all wear pink. If we all going to wear lime green, no, just don't do that one. But you guys get my point. I think that it's a little bit more cohesive looking when everybody has on similar colors, but it is their own styles. Sometimes they have on short dresses or long dresses or whatever. It just looks better, but they all look good. I'll give them that. Um, the first segment, they spoke on the shady business dealings when it comes to the expo. Okay, the expo. Now, I was on Twitter last night, and a lot of people feel like Tisha has had enough time to correct that. Um, we've been talking about how she says expo since the expo. And I would think by the time the reunion runs around, that she could have got that there together. But in this segment, she did say expo again. Um, a lot of people feel like Neil Fletcher and Mel spoke about it, that they did something with their money. Neil Fletcher said they made a lot of money, and I think they did as well. Tisha, we know from watching, didn't want feedback at all. And for me, that shows inexperience, because we all can use feedback, constructive criticism. And Tisha took that as hate. And she said it on the stage, she said it during the season, and I don't think that it was hate. Marceau did try to clean it up, and he said that Maurice, Mel, and Martell, they did give them positive, positive feedback. He said that Kimmy didn't. Kimmy, child, get to Kimmy a little bit more in a little while. But Tisha is out of her league, if you ask me. I think that the Expo, look at me, Expo. That's why you can't keep repeating stuff, because you'll end up talking like them. But I do think that the Expo was a success, if you will, because of the contributions of others. And if Tisha and Marceau was going to take all of the credit for that, then I just got to ask again, what was the purpose of them meeting with the comeback group before and after? So you want to get their ideas, you want to get their knowledge. We know that they wouldn't have had sponsorship to collect a dime if Mel didn't recommend that to them. And yeah, that's not cool to me. And it just shows, in my opinion, that Tisha is not as experienced as she thinks she is. That's just my opinion. And she also said that they're doing it again 2024, and I guess they are gonna have a big success. And yeah, when people have given you the blueprint, It's just not hard. I don't think it's going to be hard in 2024. You already know what to expect. So it just wasn't a good look to me. Next, Tisha just came out the gate letting loose on Stormy. She wouldn't even let Stormy speak. Carlos asked Stormy a question and Tisha jumped in and let loose. She talked about how Stormy is not paying folks their money and how people were calling them saying, y'all not the only one that they owe money. Look, we talking about $100. And I don't care what folks say about Stormy. We know damn well Stormy had $100 to give Tisha and Marceau. I don't think anybody called Tisha. I think Tisha been looking at YouTube. Okay? That's just it. That's all. But Stormy clapped back and she let Tisha know, when you make as much money as I do a month, holla at me. Holla at me. Stormy said that Tisha practiced everything that she was saying. She rehearsed it in the car, rehearsed it on the plane, and I gotta give Stormy a little credit. It did seem a bit rehearsed to me. Like I said, she came out the gate swinging, and you guys see in this top picture of her and Marceau in those boxing robes. Yeah, Tisha practiced that. We haven't forgotten about the what is the things that she had with Mel and Kiki, the little puppets and all of that, and that is Tisha's thing. It seems when it comes to the reunion. Because a lot of people want to know, where was that smoke, Tisha, during the season? Where was that smoke when Stormy called your husband a biatch about 2, 3 times to your face and you didn't react like that? So it's a big difference when you are at the reunion, when you have security, and when you've had time to practice your reads. It was a bit much for me. Stormy and Tisha kind of in the same boat for me. You know, it is what it is with that. But like I said, I got to give Stormy her credit. I do think that Tisha practiced that. Um, this is what I didn't like when Tisha said, because a lot of us thought that they were editing when we saw the clip and Tisha screamed, "Girl, go pop some pills." A lot of us said she had to be saying that to Kiki. And no, she was saying that to Stormy. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I was Stormy, I would sue Tisha's ass. I will go back and sue her for using my information and having my contact name and email address and all of that, because Tisha swept that under the rug like it just wasn't a big deal. I will sue her for that. And then I will sue her for defamation of character unless there's some truth to Stormy popping some pills. Yes, it was, Daquila, very, very rude and distasteful. And yeah, Stormy needs to do something about that. I don't think Stormy done, child. We know they filming, and this season gonna be a doozy because Tisha definitely played Stormy. Let me say this about Carlos. Carlos was wrong because he basically took Letitia's side in that whole copy and paste thing. And Carlos put the blame on the web designer and said the web designer should have came out and apologized and all of that. And I don't think so. It was Tisha's responsibility to double check the work of somebody that she hired. And since it slipped through the cracks, it was up to Tisha to come out and apologize to Stormy. And I just didn't like how Carlos, had a little pity for Tisha. And then he basically cut Stormy off because Stormy was saying the same thing I'm saying. No, it falls on us. It is our responsibility. And Carlos was like, okay, well, next. And I was like, damn, what's going on with that? What's going on? I agree, Twan. Popping meds is not something to throw at anyone. Yep. And I will sue her ass if I was Stormy, especially the way she came at Stormy at this reunion. Um, But yeah, Stormy said that, they have to take the blame as business owners, and they do. And Tisha did not take none, no blame whatsoever. And Carlos allowed her to do that. People were upset on Twitter when the show was going on because they said, Dag, you didn't even hold her accountable, Carlos. She was wrong because that was her daughter's products. Tisha is the owner. Tisha hired these people, so she says, and they copied. I just find that odd. Out of all the people that they could have copied, they just so happened to copy Stormy's. I'm not buying that at all. And she was wrong. No accountability at all. What else? Oh Lord, I hate to even talk about this. I ain't even put them on my screen. Next up was Kimmy and Maurice. And child, this is how they are calling Kimmy on social media. Kimmy, however, Scott. Y'all know Kimmy says, however, so much. And Kimmy work my nerves once again. I'm not gonna get into much because I told you guys before, I am sick of hearing about their libido, their sex life, the dictator Maurice. I'm just over it. But they spoke about Kimmy faking it, and Maurice's little feelings was hurt. And they showed the flashback. Remember, Kimmy said people were making fun of her hair. I'm glad that they showed the flashback that it was Maurice talking to Marceau. He's the one that said you ain't got no damn hair to blow in the wind. But again, this is all about Maurice's wants and needs. And Kimmy did what she always does, child. She took one for the team. And she said, I wanted it though. It was me. It wasn't about him. And girl, bye. Bye. We're over it. We are just all over it. Um, and again, I'm just disappointed because this whole season was Kimmy getting back to sexy and sex with her man. And it was nothing, not much at all, about her journey with cancer. Missed opportunity during the season and the reunion. And, it's sad to me. I have more sisters that are a part of the Cutie crew that has shared their stories, their journeys, and everything in detail. And Kimmy has a platform like this and didn't do it. So I'm over Kimmy. However, Scott, I am overjoyed that she made it through her cancer journey and all of that. But yeah, this is, I'm just done. But anyway, this is when Carlos asked Mel about faking it while she was married. And Carlos said the whole time, was she faking it? And Mel said that she was. Martell, doggy, do I have that? Do I have that ready? Shoot. I will play that later. While I have some time when I drop the link and I'll be able to upload those. I have them, but they just not ready in StreamYard. But that's when Martell said, Cap, Cap. It's all cap. She's lying. She's lying. And look, if it is her truth, it is her truth. Martell said that the bed was wet, and that's when he said he got a hook and a curve. And I just say this, it is not out of the ordinary for some women to fake it. I know that it is a blow to a man's ego, but you guys not hitting it out the ballpark every time. And there are a lot of women that, even while this episode was going on, said that they have never experienced it. And the only way that they found out that they never had the big O is when they end up getting with somebody else and somebody else made them have the big O. So I think that is, I just think that ladies, we just got to stop faking it. If they ain't hitting it right, if they ain't doing nothing right, if we not pleased, if we ain't had a big O, if we not willing to walk them through and tell them what to do, I just think that a lot of men think that, just because they get up there and pump, 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 that they doing something and they're not. Okay. Oh, Big Queen Shiznit. She said, girl, just a thought. Like a hook and a curve ain't the same thing. It is kind of the same thing, ain't it? It is. But that does not equate to the big O. Now here's my thing. Martell may need to start looking at some of Coleslaw's videos because Coleslaw herself said Mr. Man ain't working with nothing, hook, curve, or not. So she can probably relate when it comes to male not having the big O. And as I mentioned, we just got to stop faking it. I know that it's kind of hard because you don't want to crush their ego and all of that. Communication is key, and maybe that's what needs to be done. But again, it's not out of the ordinary. What else? What else? What else? Oh, it tripped me out when Carlos asked everybody. Tisha said that yes, she's faked it as well. Then he asked Stormy, and Stormy said no, she can't relate. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't blame her if she don't want to put her husband on blast. But like I mentioned, look, if it's, I don't even want to get into that. If it's somebody that's hitting it out the ballpark each and every time, I just don't believe it. It could be 90%, but I can guarantee you 10% they not. It could be 50-50. But Stormy said she ain't got that problem. What else? What else? What else? The lunch break. Marceau told Tisha that she was doing too much when it comes to Stormy and that she has to be a businesswoman at all times. He went into one of his analogies. I ain't even gonna get into that. And this is what I think. Marceau don't want what I think is to come. And that's Stormy telling Tisha to really get active. I think we're gonna see that season 7. Next up, we have Maurice and Martell. Both of them are just shocked and stunned that they aren't Superman in bed, especially Martell. Martell was insulted. Do you hear me? And that just shows you where his power lies. That shows you why the man lost what he lost because of sex. He was upset. Do you hear me? And said it's no way possible. And it's not like I blow up. Look, it's some pictures going around that's blown up of Mr. Martell Holt, and to the eye, to the human eye, it's kind of hard to see. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what's under the pants or the tight ass shorts, but yeah, we've been child. Let me move on. Anyway, then Mel was in her dressing room on the lunch break, and she was saying that look, a man can't tell her what her body felt, and she's standing on that. Okay. And the sad part about this is a lot of women on social media, if you guys have not gone through Instagram and Twitter and all of that, a lot of women on social media felt like Mel was just lying. Number one, because they got 4 kids. And in order to have kids, you just need the sperm. You ain't got to have a big O. But, it is what it is. They felt like she was lying, child, just to tear Martell down. Martell has a select few of women that's going to ride for him no matter what. What else? Next up was the ladies. And I wish I would have done more screenshots, guys. My apologies, but it's a live video. It'll take forever to switch. But next up was the ladies sitting down with Carlos. Well, the ladies plus Marceau. It was a good segment because I felt like it was appropriate to have Marceau up there with the other ladies because he do be all up in the ladies' business. I also like earlier in the first segment when Stormy, well, I'll say it this way, when Tisha was going at Stormy and Courtney was telling Marceau, look, don't get into it. Let's just stay out of it. I like that, just an exchange between the two men, basically letting Marceau know, let the women handle this, stay out of it. But Carlos, I believe, asked them if they think that Marceau be all up in ladies' business. And Kimmy, what's the word y'all be using? A pick Misha? Kimmy is a pick Misha with the men. And she said, I don't know if it's just the ladies. However, you know, however, he does do it to the men as well. Kimmy, I just think Kimmy is not a girl's girl. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think Kimmy is a girl's girl. She can never just be on the lady side. We damn sure haven't seen it when it comes to Mel and Martell because she always say Marty is a good guy. Marty is a good guy. Real quickly, 725 of you watching. Thank you guys so very much. LaDawn say we only got 278 likes and no ma'am, no sir. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break. Please hit the like button, guys. Even if you're watching and you up in the bushes, 278 likes and 720 people watching. If you can, hit the like button. It is free. Subscribing is free. Dropping down in the comments, it's free. And I appreciate you guys. But yeah, please get the likes up. But yeah, like I said, she just does not seem like a girl's girl to me. But they spoke on the use of the B word, Stormy calling Marceau a biatch. And Carlos asked her about that. Stormy said that, most men don't move like Marceau. And I must agree. But, I still wouldn't have called him a biatch. But she said that that's why she did it. Tisha then said that she feels sorry for Courtney if that's how Stormy moves and operate. And Tisha also said Courtney blank 2 times if you need help. Stormy let Tisha know, look, no, we been feeling sorry for you. Been feeling sorry for you. But yeah, them shots was fired again by Tisha. Marceau says that he feels like Stormy is just not too comfortable or whatever the word that he used when it comes to her being on this show, the spotlight and all of that. And that's when Stormy let him know that she's been that girl. She's been on Insider and Forbes and everything else and told him to Google her. And, I don't want to diminish Stormy's success, but it does appear that she was successful. I do think it's 2 different things, though, because I do think that you can still be a little uncomfortable when it comes to reality TV, no matter your success. So, they both probably were a little right. I think she was successful as a businesswoman, but you're a newbie in the reality TV space. What else? They spoke about Marceau attempting to diminish Mel's success. You guys know the t-shirt business, this or that. And Carlos asked Mel about that, and Mel said, yeah, he did attempt to do so, but that it was comical to her. And the reason why it was comical to her is because she know how much money she making, she know how she booked and busy, and she know damn well she doing more than just a t-shirt business. They also spoke on Marceau not really wanting Tisha to be, Carlos' words, as successful as he is. And that was spot on, if you ask me. Marceau definitely don't want Tisha as successful as he is or any other businesswoman, especially Mel, Stormy, all of the above. He wants Tisha at home, period. That's just it. That's all. He also mentioned that they got roles and goals, and we know the roles. He wants Tisha to play the role of like she stuck in 1940. I done talked about it 1,001 times. A lot of us have, and those of us that game peepers, we peep game. It's just too bad Tisha can't. Um, Again, Kimmy not being, I don't know what's up with Kimmy. Let me just say that. But Mel was basically asking Kimmy for backup. Like, Kimmy, he don't want her out here working like that. You know, Kimmy, girl, if Kimmy answered, I answered. She had to ask Kimmy again. And Kimmy just sat there rocking, looking crazy like, Kimmy can no longer go against the Scots. That's just it. That's all. At one point, Kimmy did have her own voice. She ain't got it no more. She ain't got it no more. So yeah, I didn't think that she was gonna answer Mel and say, yeah, Tisha stuck at home and all of that. Mel tried to get it out of her and she didn't. But this is where I had to cackle at. When Carlos said Tisha has a desire to be a stay-at-home mom, baby. When Mel just started looking around like, wait a minute, what? And she, what did Mel say? Skirt, skirt. I can't even say it. Skirt. You guys know how you push the brakes. Like, what is this you talking about? I agree, Mel, because we know Tisha ass is still a stay-at-home mom. So Mel was confused. Like, what do you mean a desire to be a stay-at-home mom when we know damn well she's a stay-at-home mom? Baby, that cracked me up. I'm gonna make that a meme. I got so many memes. I swear. I got memes from Bell Collective and Love and Mirror Huntsville reunion. But yeah, Mel couldn't keep a straight face on that one, and neither could I. But Marcel tried to clean it up, and he said, "Yeah, but she got a choice. She has a choice. She can stay at home or she can work. She ain't got no choice. She got to play that role that you keep mentioning. Y'all got roles and goals, and her role is exactly what Marcel said: cooking them kids breakfast, PTA meeting, and all of that. Tisha, uh, it's a missed opportunity for Kimmy as far as her not speaking on her cancer journey, and all that money you paid in tuition for school was a missed opportunity, if you ask me, because I'm not buying it. None of us are buying it because we never saw the transition from stay-at-home mom to business owner and worker and going to work every day. We haven't seen that on the show. And that's why Mel was so confused, child. Cracked me up. But this is when Marcel tried to make a crack, and we almost done, guys. Make a crack on Mel when he said that they are what did Carlos ask him about single women or whatever? And he said, "Yeah, well, we call them they're called a family of single strong women, the Rogers, or whatever he said. You guys know what he said. First of all, it was an insult. It really, really was. And this is what I did get these up here. This is what Mel had to say about that. Mel wasn't buying it, but this is what she said.
That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about.
That's what we talking about.
Sassier than me.
And
sassier than me.
Than her. And he is. He is. Look, not only was he trying, in my opinion, not only was he trying to insult Mel in that moment, but this is what I don't think that Marcel realizes. That's an insult to all single women out here. And it's a lot of them, okay? That's taking care of business. Mel told him to uncross his damn legs, but she also broke down everything that she's doing, and she's single and she's successful. And it's an insult to other women that's holding down the fort, doing this because they may have had a ex-husband like Martell or just a baby daddy that didn't step up and all of that. And you mean to tell me that in Marcel's eyes, women can't be successful? He said that he don't want Tisha to lose sight of their 3 children, and what's important is straight BS. And the only person that's buying that BS is Tisha. Maybe Kimmy now, child. Maybe maybe Miss However. But Mel was right. That is what people are talking about. Everything is not a damn joke, and that's a slap in women's face. Tisha tried to act like earlier on in her exchange with Stormy about black men and this and that, and no. Your husband has been disrespecting black women since y'all been on this damn show, namely you, Tisha. You the number one person. Because again, she's the only one that's drunk the Kool-Aid, okay? Um, and Marcel wants her stuck. That's just it. That's all. And that's where she's going to be unless she takes the blinders off and do something about it. And I think if she does, that marriage is done. That marriage is done. I think that that's how Tisha is able to say, I've been married for 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 17, because you do what the hell your husband says. He don't want no successful woman, period. So he downplayed women in general. And I was glad that Mel checked his ass when she said, stop playing in our faces because women can do all of that. And she's right. She's right. We at the end, and I did good on time. Next up was Kiki coming on out. And, they spoke about the whole Tisha and Kiki thing, how this big fight happened. Kiki did stand in her truth and say, look, it was Tisha who contacted me about these rumors that was going around. But Tisha said that it was messy as far as, I guess, listening to Kiki on the phone. It was messy and that it did not sound like one of concern, meaning the conversation. And tomatoes for me. No matter how it sounded, Tisha, you are the one that asked her to get that information. So if it didn't come back in the manner of which you wanted to hear it, that's just what it is. But you did ask her to get some information, and she did. Now, I must admit that I felt like at some point in the parts of the conversation that I did hear with Kiki, I wish Kiki would have just ended the conversation because I think the guy was playing around at that time and he started talking about what about me, and it was a little clout chasey. But like I said, Tisha sent the further information. Don't get mad if the information is not wrapped up and packaged the way you felt like it should have been. But anyway, after she said that it didn't sound like one of concern, and Kiki said, well, that's because you too dumb to decipher. Too dumb to decipher it. And that started their exchange, child. Tisha said that she has never went to Kiki and said that Marceau has cheated on her in all of these years. And baby, that's when she bust old Kiki right on out. And she said that I mean is cheating, Kiki cheating, everybody cheating, child. Kiki even paid for dates for I mean to go off. Now I don't know if that. I think she said that was when they first met, Kiki and I mean, but where they do that at? That means that to me, unless they just get down like that. I did see Carlos and Dustin Ross's recap. I'll speak on that in another video. But unless they get down like that, but for me, starting off getting down like that wouldn't lead to marriage for me. But hey, whatever floats, they boat. Whatever floats, they boat. But I do feel like Kiki should have told her own tea. If that was the case, and if you've been talking about because look, Kiki grown, I mean grown, that's their marriage. And again, if that's how they get down, that's how they get down. So I would have been shared that because it's no big deal. This is what we do. So, but I wouldn't have let Tisha come out with it, child. I really wouldn't have. But that is how it ended. The first part of the reunion was good to me. We already know what we're going to see next week. More of Mel and Martell and old Petty Betty, baby. Petty Betty. Now let me say this, and it's the only thing I'm gonna say on that because I'll discuss that, excuse me, as well, probably sometime this week. But Stormy, if you don't want nobody popping your mama, tell your mama to get us some business. Like Mel said, I'm trying to be respectful. There's a lot of us that want to respect elders, and Betty is an elder to Mel. But guess what, lady? What you're not gonna do is that. Because, and I'll say this real quickly and drop the link. Betty called herself mad at Mel because people, not Mel, other people was in Mel's comment section talking about Stormy in a negative way. Now, I plan to do a little collage, but there are plenty of people in Stormy's comments talking about Mel. I ain't see Stormy tell not nan one of them, don't do that. Don't do that. So, Betty, this is what comes with reality TV, and we just not gonna play dumb with you. You was talking about Mel way before, way before. So I get it that Stormy is your daughter, but no, I don't expect Dr. Heavenly to drop down in her comment section and say, please don't say that about Quad. Please don't say that about Dr. She may say it about Dr. Jackie Child. I don't expect who else? Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy to drop down in her comments. Please don't say this about whomever. That's not how it works. And your own daughter ain't done it. Your daughter has not done it. Not only now or even back then. And I guess that's just their thing because that's why Stormy blocked me. Stormy blocked me, even though I still got access, child. Stormy blocked me because there were people in my comment section saying that she had a big nose. Now, did Stormy expect me to go through every comment and say, don't do that? Don't say that. People have a right to their own opinions. And it's time for Betty to get her some business. Carlos, I know that you may have a thing with moms since you started with Real Housewives and all of that. But these moms on Love and Mirror Huntsville, outside of Mama Van, they don't do what they need to do. They almost, Mama Joyce almost got them paws put on her before because of her mouth. And that's what's going to happen. So I think that we are over the moms. Let's try to build on the cast and, let Betty stay where the hell she at. Stormy's story when it comes to, for me, I don't know about you guys. When it comes to Betty and her sister, I don't care. And it don't seem like the Auntie Lisa cares. So I don't feel like that even that story is enough for it to be introduced on Love Marriage Huntsville. What's going on with Stormy? Let's talk about Stormy and Courtney and the business and all that. It's a lot more that can be discussed about Stormy, and you can leave Betty ass right where she at Mississippi before somebody put them paws on her. Age or not, somebody gonna put them paws on her. Just like I said about Wanda before. The disrespect when it comes to the mamas, and then when somebody react, they want to say, "Oh, you was wrong." No, And like Mel said, what did Mel say? I, I don't like you. What did she say to Betty on the preview? I'm not trying to do that with you or something. So yeah, no, mind your business. And Betty had the nerve, I think, to tell Mel to mind her business. Like, wait a minute now. What? So, in order to keep that line, in my opinion, in order to keep that line drawn in the sand, because what's going to happen is, and we still don't know because we got to watch the reunion. If Mel really pops off at Betty, then guess who's going to pop off at Mel? Stormy, because that's her mama. So the solution to that is let the mama go on about her business, okay? That lady has said stuff about kids as well, Betty, and was talking about Mel shit before the damn show started. How Mel and Martell was not a power couple with infidelity. What that got to do with the business that was going on? So she been shading Mel from the beginning. It is what it is. So we're looking forward to part 2. As I mentioned, I enjoyed it. I really did. I was excited. You guys saw I went out. A lot of us did. Had our little special meals. I'm still nibbling. And I have to finish up my food by tomorrow. If not, I got to throw it in the garbage. But I had a taste for some of everything, so I bought everything. And it was a good reunion for me. It shows why Love in Maritinsville is the number one reality TV show on. I gotta give it to them. 3, 4, 5 years later, and we are still talking about it. Anytime we come on YouTube and day in and day out and all of that, it's for a reason. So I'm gonna read you all's comments. How we looking on the like, sis? Can somebody let me know? We have 854 people watching. Thank you guys so very much. Next up is going to be this powerful panel giving me their thoughts. Now, I'm an hour in, and I'm going to let you guys know we're going to have about an hour as far as our discussion, 2 hours max. We got to work in the morning. I only worked 2 days this past week after being off for 2 weeks. I got a whole lot to do, whole lot to catch up on. But as I mentioned, I will let the panel up. Panel, be patient. Let me read a couple comments. Shout out to you guys. 845 watching and only 494 likes. Sunshine, let me read your comment. Sunshine said, y'all, in 2024, let's not make power couple relationship goals. Focus on pure love, mutual respect, and easy compatibility. I've been doing that, Sunshine, because I am one that knows what we see is not what we get. Most times, that's anybody, including myself. Been there, done that, child. So what you see is the good reel, the good days, the good times, the happy moments, the vacations, the lovey, and then you got that whole other side. So yeah, great advice though. Great advice. All right, I see you guys backstage. Let me read a couple more comments. It's a lot of them. It's a lot, and I won't be able to get to them all. I apologize. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And then she said she was still worried about Martell, and they've been divorced for 3 years. I know y'all heard it. Who said that, Big Queen Shiznit? Who said they were still worried about Martell? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see, a couple more. I love Stormy's nose. People need to shut up. She is a beautiful woman. She can be a bit disrespectful, but I still think she is very pretty. She is pretty. I think all of them are pretty. And I'm not just saying that to say it. Each and every one of them. I never make a difference when it comes to, but I've heard people that do this, so this is the only reason why I'm saying it. When they compare like a darker tone, and Tisha, number one, Tisha and Kiki look so much alike to me. They're beautiful. Kimmy's beautiful. Stormy's beautiful. Tiffany beautiful. All of them are. I just think women are in general, because we women, number one. But let's see. Black mamas coming on reunions is totally unfair advantage to the younger woman she attacks. Facts. Please don't weaponize your eldership, ma'am. Thank you, Sunshine. Because, see, if I take this shoe off and use it as a boomerang and it go over there and hit Betty, then what? Police coming, they arresting me. No, let your mama stay at home. Because Stormy could have told Mel what her mama's problem was with her. Betty should have been at home. You know. And I don't like that because it shows that they want messy. Now we do know that Miss Van was on one of the first reunions. Was it the first or the second? I think this is the fourth reunion. Miss Van is too peaceful for them. She's, you know what I'm saying? And they don't showcase her a lot. Betty can go. Betty can go ahead, stay in Mississippi, excuse me, and try to work things out with her sister or not. But as far as her being on this show, I see no need for it. And like I said, everybody ain't gonna take the high road all the time. And I am one that was born and raised. Respect your elders, period. I've said this. I don't even cuss in front of elders in my family. But Betty, we ain't gonna do that after you've been talking shit about me for years. For years. And I think it was Betty. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the panel up. I think it was Betty that really caused the rift between Stormy and Mel. So many people were saying that they hate that Stormy and Mel are no longer cool like they started off being, because they would like to have seen that on this show. And I agree. I totally agree. But I think Stormy came in on some big bank Hank shiznit. And I've been here, done this. I got money. I did this. But you have not been on reality TV. And I think her mama played a part in that, the breakdown of that friendship, as well as what Marceau said. I think that there is, I can't even think the exact word that he used, but I don't know if it was intimidation. And I do think that, But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to this panel. 837 watching. Thank you guys so very much. If you can please, please hit the like button for me, I would appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get this last hour over with. We got the passer. Oh, Pastor Braylon Lee, baby.
Oh,
Pastor
good Lord.
Braylon
Hey,
Lee in the
everybody.
building.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Braylon.
Hey, chit chat. Hey, chat.
Hey.
I carry that title with a lot of love because I know it comes from love.
Oh,
But
you my
sometimes
pastor.
listen, but sometimes this mouth don't have passive energy. I think we all know that by now. But
I
I love
feel
y'all
you.
anyway.
Look, I feel you. I feel you. But thanks for joining me, Braylon. Next up is Shamir. Shamir, is this you?
It is me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Shamir?
I am good. I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Next up, we got Gail Harris. Hey, Gail.
Hey, Chit Chat, how are y'all doing tonight?
Good, good, good. How are you?
I am great.
That's good to hear. Next up, we got BLS. Hey, BLS.
Hey, chit chat. Hey, panel.
Hey, how you doing? BLS.
I am, I am good. Good. I'm sorry, I muted it out, so I had to unmute it again. All is
Uh,
well. Excited to talk about this reunion.
all right. All right. We ready. We ready. All right. And last but certainly not least is my sis, LaDawn. Hey, LaDawn.
Hey, chit chat. Hey, everybody.
Hey, oh, you
Hey,
sound better,
hey.
but not 100%. Not 100%. You feeling a little better?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little better.
Okay, I still hear it in your voice now. When I'm bossy. When we get off, you drink you some tea with some honey,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get into our discussion. And again, to those that are watching, thank you so much. 861 of you. Shout out in advance to the replay gang. Shout out to those of you that are in the bushes. We do not bite. Drop down and chit chat and give us your thoughts on the reunion. First up is Pastor Braylon Lee. Pastor, your
Oh
thoughts.
my lord, man, oh man. You know what? I cannot. The first, this part one of the reunion was interesting because we all know that this is old tea, but somehow they have to make a new batch of sweet tea, and we have to try to drink it the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like Kimmy and Maurice, they didn't have to show up. They really didn't do too much this season.
Mm-mm.
Like, I mean, if anything, I think that, the sex therapist that they did bring, I think she should have been a part of the reunion because there could at least been somebody intelligent. And I'm not saying nobody was intelligent on the reunion, but I'm just saying
Mm-mm.
that would have helped with no, seriously, with the orgasm talk since they were talking about it so damn much. Um,
Okay.
with Martell, I've learned that sometimes it's better to just keep your damn mouth shut when you know you're about to crash. Because when you said that's cap, you do realize that that's just making Melody's point bigger, right? You do
Facts.
realize that. I'm just like, dude, like first of all, you trying to tell a black woman what her experience was?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm 29. I ain't got nobody. I know not to be that damn stupid. I mean, hell. So you have that whole situation, and then with Tisha, I'm gonna need you to own up to your ish before you start throwing ish on other people. Like, and the fact that it was your kid's website, it wasn't her website. It was her kid's website. Because honestly, if I was Macy Mila's attorney, I would say, now listen, I'm not telling you to sue your mama, but I'm also telling you that you have that option. Because at that point, that's a reflection on the business. And Stormy, even though she may pop off at the mouth, she got more media trained than Tisha. Because when she said, I think it's disrespectful to take low blows when we're all trying to make it. Yeah. You can't get upset with Stormy on this one. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, by the way, y'all may not know this, but that new edition of Nightcap, the pilot, aired that night with all the ladies. I thought it was a wonderful pilot episode. That new edition of Nightcap will be coming January 20th at night, Central immediately following part 3 of the reunion. I'm joking. And more so,
I'm like, what you talking about, bro?
no. Y'all know he used to have a show called Nightcap, and I was just
I remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
The failed Nightcap. but then I'll land with this. I think the fact that Marceau tried to play off what Black women do in front of Melody, and also tried to say that this is my teammate and they can't follow the plan, then what are they doing? I mean, how many times do you have to be hit with a dodgeball before you step out the game?
Say it.
Really? So that's what I have to say on this. Glad to be here. Love y'all very much.
Braylon, you know what? It's always good to get a male's perspective. And what Marceau said was very disrespectful. Like I said, read the room. You're not just offending male, you're offending women, period. You're offending probably 85% of the watchers of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's just ignorant. But since Tisha has brought into that, since he's been able to brainwash her, that's their reality, and it's not. And it's very, very offensive. So I thank you for that. And I thank God that they did not bring the sex therapist. I get what you're saying, Braylon, especially with the big old talk and all of that. But no. We've heard enough, especially with Kimmy and Maurice, to last a lifetime. And the visuals, it's not like I see them doing it or anything. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Let me just say that. It's enough. But it was what would you rate it? What would you rate the first part of the reunion, Brad?
I would give it about maybe a 7.5 to an 8.
Okay. Okay.
It wasn't a 10, you know what I mean, in terms of the content. Of course, Melody was a 10 as always. But I think we're just getting started. But yeah, it was decent for what it was. Look, I think people have more energy to talk about this than the finale.
For sure. They could have kept that finale, baby. That was a snooze fest, okay? It really, outside of Mel and Martell's theme, it was a snooze fest. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Well, all right, guys, that is Pastor Braylon Lee. If you are not subscribed to Braylon, make sure to drop your link in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to my pastor, my YouTube pastor, Braylon Lee. Always a great perspective. And I tease you, Braylon, with the pastor just because of your voice. You got that voice for me, you know.
Thank you, Queen. So, thank you, Queen. Much love, everybody.
You are welcome. All right, Braylon. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to get to Shamir next. Let me read a couple comments real quickly. Also, Stormy didn't tell Mel she knew Slaw. In my opinion, that also contributed, to the breakdown in relationship. She tried to act like the girl was just sitting in the parking lot. No, ma'am. I think Stormy and her mama. Hey, Aunt Debbie, I'm sorry. I'm rude. Hey, Aunt Debbie.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Fine. I'm sorry, Aunt Debbie. I'm moving over here. You hear me? Let's see. Cut and paste Tisha. That's a cute name. I think Stormy and her mama always had a hidden agenda when it comes to mail. I think so too. And it's a shame because both of them doing the damn thing, and I would have liked to have seen that, but it is what it is. All right. One more comment. Let me find one. Let me see. Sunshine said Martell looks so nervous and opposite of grounded. Okay. And Trails Barb. Tisha just had to say whatever she rehearsed. Whenever Mill said something to Marceau, she was thrown off. Yep, I agree. All right. Next up on the panel is Shamir. Shamir, your thoughts on season 6, Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 1?
Or is this season 7 or what is this? They have so many different
This is season
like
6.
parts of seasons.
Season 6B, if we're being technical, but this is it's a mess, but they're taping, they're currently filming, if they started already, season 7.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I actually thought that everyone looked okay. They looked decent. Tisha, you just kind of accept what she wears because she just kind of always looks stuffed into her clothes. So, I mean, that was my thought. I thought the dress was, okay for like prom or something like that, not for the reunion stage, but she looked herself. So I guess that would be good. As far as, I'll start with Stormy and Tisha first, their conversation. I think Stormy found herself in a situation where she has aligned with specific members of the cast too soon before getting to know them. And I think that was out of the sheer whatever her and her mom concocted in their mind about Mel. I think that was just out of like, we're going to team up with someone against Mel. Well, you don't like these other people either. So you should have just came on the show, and not necessarily, she didn't have to be a friend of Mel's, but just come on the show and, you're getting your feet wet, learn these people, spend a little time with them to see if these are folks that you would really consider, having some sort of allegiance to or with. And I think she found out quickly that these are not the type of people she want to deal with. And this conversation that Tisha came out the gate with, and it wasn't a conversation, it was really an attack that she rehearsed, was like elementary. It was very elementary. And it wasn't that wasn't the time to say that. And it was clear that it was rehearsed, because there wasn't just the time to say that. I actually thought the scenes were put together because how it flowed, it just didn't go together.
Yeah.
It really didn't seem like it aligned with how, like what Carlos asked Stormy, and then Tisha just comes out the gate with pay the people you owe, and we getting phone calls and that kind of, and then she said something about the streets of Huntsville have been talking. And I find that to be interesting because the streets of Huntsville have been talking about her husband, but she don't believe that.
Period. And that's what people were saying on Twitter.
She don't believe the streets of Huntsville when they talk about her man. But she believes the streets of Huntsville when they're talking about other people. And that's that was very interesting to me that she would even say that. And I'm surprised that Stormy didn't come back with that. Or maybe she did and they cut that part out. You never know.
But that's what, Shamir, that's what people were saying all on Twitter when the show was live. Like, wait a minute now. You talking about the Huntsville people talking, but what have they been saying about your man?
Absolutely. Like where is, like, you're not, she says things and she doesn't really think about the stuff that she says. And then she posts these memes later on when people get in her comments and bring up stuff like this. Like she wants to post all these, different memes and sayings that she finds, motivational or whatever the case may be, or speaking toward like attack and all this foolishness. When just keep your mouth closed. You wouldn't have to do all that if you just keep your mouth closed and focus on what you should be focusing on in that moment. And attacking that woman about not paying bills when they're in court for a few lawsuits, It's
My
really
goodness.
strange to me. Like, how did she even come up with that?
Mm.
But whatever. So, but moving on to Kimmy and Maurice, I find them to be, it's stressful to watch them and nauseating all at the same time. This whole conversation about sex and while this woman is recovering or going through her cancer journey, they could have talked about anything. They could have talked about the journey of a woman losing her hair when she's dealing with illness. They could have talked about how the medication really, and I've dealt with cancer. My husband passed away from metastatic colon cancer, so I'm familiar with this. But they could have talked about like how,
I'm sorry.
you know,
I'm sorry to hear that, Shamir.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Same here.
But I would have expected her to speak about like how chemo kills the good and bad cells, because it doesn't distinguish like which ones is going to attack. Though there are so many things they could have talked about. The part that, you know, what happens when you're afraid of what could be if this treatment doesn't work. They could have had a whole storyline around that, and they chose sex. Like this man really thought that this was like the winner here. And it just seems like they never really want to bring. I remember Destiny when she did her interview with Carlos, and she said everybody on this cast, you know, they're not revealing their real stories. And that made me think about that, because what is your real story? Because that can't be it. This is not something y'all discussing every day.
Yeah.
But this is their storyline, and it's exhausting, and it's so demeaning as a woman to be on television. You're really battling something, and you want to talk about this man, and you're not being able to please your husband, or your husband saying you're not pleasing him. Like, this is foolish. But that's their storyline. I'm not for saying, you know, these people need to be off the show because everybody needs a job. But these two, if they don't come with a real storyline, they don't need to be on television.
Yes. And you know what? Hey, Chef Dun Dun. I'm sorry, Shamir. Hey, Chef Dun Dun. I don't see you, but I see somebody saying hello. I'll have to scroll back up. Okay. Chef Dun Dun. Sorry, Shamir. Give me 1 second. Stormy was right. Tisha practiced after Wanda called her and told her she better bring it. Facts. That's one thing I agree with Carlos on. He called her he called her Lil Wanda, and Dustin Ross called her Lil Wanda. Facts. Shamir, real quickly, I agree with you. No one wants anybody to not have this platform, this job, or whatever. But Kimmy and Maurice has never brought it for me in the way that they should.
I agree.
And,
I agree.
Yeah. Yep. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because they have such a large platform, and she had such a large event occur in her life, and a very important event. And this is all we're getting from it is sex. And I think that's foolish. Mel and Martell. I have read comments on Instagram today, and I was like, some of us really need to go back to school, or some of us need to pick up a book and really try to understand the human body. For Martell to think that, you know, because of the time frame they've been together, this woman had to have an orgasm at some point is the craziest thing to me. And then I've seen women say, oh, they have 4 kids together. She's lying. That's not the same. It's truly not. It doesn't even correlate. You having an orgasm and making babies. You just need an egg and some sperm, and that's it.
And that's what I said earlier, Shamir. I said I saw those same comments. I could not believe it. But
and it was coming from women. Like, I didn't see any men say that. These are all women that are saying this. And I'm just like, how could y'all not, like, that just didn't make sense to me. But for Martell, I don't know. I looked at him last night, and I've looked at, you know, his scenes. He brings nothing. Like, his whole his whole storyline is centered around bringing Mel down. That's it. That's the only reason he's on the show. That's all they don't. He has made it so his kids can't film. So he really doesn't have anything that he could, like, he can't show himself taking the kids, you know, to school or a park or just interacting with them. He doesn't have anything else to show. And of course, you're not bringing, I don't believe they'll ever let the other young lady he's dealing with come onto the show. She's part of the reason your family isn't together. And this is your ex-wife's platform. So that's not gonna happen. But there he just sits there and there's nothing else he could talk about. There's literally nothing else he could talk about. He feeds off of whatever Mel says. And that is how he responds. That's his storyline.
Right.
Whatever Mel says, he combats that. And that's it. It's like he's just sitting there just looking pretty.
Yeah.
And that's all he has. Marceau and the ladies. Marceau is a part of the ladies group. He should have been there up on that stage with the ladies because he has so much to say. What I didn't like was Kimmy. Kimmy seems to always find a way to side or to boost the Scotts in some way.
However, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That burns my soul. Like, why do you say this, ma'am? Just agree. Yes, he seems to always have something to say about women.
That's
it. That's all that was needed. And she just simply can't say that. And I think the conversation that he and Stormy haven't, Stormy should have never called that man out here.
Okay, Shamir. Something going on there. Something going on. Let me put it in the back chat. Okay, Shamir is going to have to drop down. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, still going on. Okay. I put it in the back chat. Shamir, if you can hear me, I'm not sure. I hear it, guys. So that's something with Shamir's line, and I did mute her. So let me check it again. Same thing. Okay. So I'm just I'll kick her and she can come back up. Bad connection. Something happened with her connection. She was going in and out a little bit as well. But I agree with everything that Shamir said. I really did. She ended it off as far as Marceau being a part of the ladies group, and that's exactly where he should have been. Everything she said. Martell feeding off of Mel's energy, all of the above. Martell really don't have a storyline. And I agree with her, and I agree with the rest of you. You know, he shot himself in the foot because we not having that. You want to show your real life, but you can't show those Eminem kids. No, sir. No, sir. We not about to make up a new life for you that only includes the others. No. So great point, Shamir. Shamir, if you're listening, I had to drop you. You had a bad connection, but we're gonna go ahead and get to Gail. Thank you to the panel for you guys being mindful. I did let Shamir go over a little bit, but if you can try to get your thoughts out about the reunion, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 minutes tops. So we all can get out of here tonight. 1,015 watching. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this Love and Mirror Huntsville season 6 reunion live. Well, you missed the recap. Now it's a live discussion. But Gail, go ahead, Gail. Your thoughts on the reunion, part 1.
Hey, Chit Chat, I agree with a lot of what Shamir has said as well. So I'm gonna try to say something really fast so I don't repeat what she already said, so I can, let everybody else go. But I wanted to say this: when Kimmy had a interview with Marie, and she made these comments about, I don't know, I didn't know Stormy, or people owe money. It kind of correlated to what actually had happened last night, that she was talking about Stormy. I never knew who she was talking about, but it kind of went back to Stormy last night. I'm not a big fan of Stormy's, but I do feel like Stormy was ambushed last night. I do feel like
Yes.
she was ambushed, and I felt
Mhm.
like that was unfair for her. And I felt like Carlos actually had Tisha's back. I felt like that he did Stormy such a disservice. And one thing that I did realize about them is when they talk, they they over talk you because they don't want you to talk. That's
Mhm.
exactly what Martell does. That's exactly what Maurice did, and that's what she did. And I'm like you, Chit Chat. If I was Stormy, I don't know about the whole pill situation because that's messing with this woman's business. When you said go pop a pill, this
Yes.
woman is a businesswoman. If I was Stormy, I would sue her. I know she had to wait till this happened or whatever. I would sue her. I would Carlos. Her husband was trying to tell her pipe it down, but she felt the need that somebody put a batter in her back for her to continue to go that way. So
Mhm.
she was just going in on that, and he kept telling her to pipe it down. So I do think it was rehearsed, and I do agree with Stormy that this was rehearsed because you hit the stage doing. She didn't even let Stormy answer. She just attacked
Mhm.
Stormy. So that's what I had to say about her and Stormy. When it came to Kimmy and Maurice, I'm like everybody else. I all I said was Kimmy is pretty, and I think I walked out the room. I can't tell you what they said and what they didn't say because I didn't even want to hear it. To be honest, the whole libido thing with Mel and Martell, I agree. Just because you was with somebody, don't mean you've had the big. Oh, we're all smart enough to know that. Hey, if you just don't got it, you just don't got it. And he always say, well, it's plenty of women who I've done such, well, you ain't with them plenty of women. So obviously you need to go back and ask them because obviously somebody ain't doing something right. And it
Mhm.
looks like it may be you. So with that situation, that, and then when he was sitting there with the ladies, and then Tisha comes out, well, I come from a long line of
Yeah.
educated women, and they told me that I needed to have something for my own. It's sometimes shit that I think they don't realize. We do you know what we're watching? Do you realize we remember you begging to go to work? Even when you
Facts.
had three kids, you were
Yes.
begging to go to work when he was saying you need to follow the plan. So
Mhm.
that I'm like, girl, miss me with that, so that, that kind of just got on my nerves as well. But, with that, so I just listened to her to go on and go on. Kiki should have had somebody rehearsing her because
Mm.
she was not prepared. She was not prepared at all. Tisha came out swinging, and she didn't think that Tisha was going to
Man.
come out like that. But she should have been prepared. And I know you said you were going to talk about Carlos' interview later, but even Carlos said, if you know you did something wrong or you know this was in your background and Tisha knew, you should have told your own story. She has been
Facts.
on interview after interview after interview. She should have said this stuff herself, that my husband and I have gone through some things or whatever. She should
Mhm.
have said it herself
Mhm.
before giving Tisha the ammunition. Okay, now I'm a little bit confused because Tisha said, I ain't never come to you and talk about nobody cheating. Well, last reunion, didn't they say that Tisha called her because she went through somebody's phone and saw Marcel with a
With the girl
mid
with the
somebody,
butt. The
the girl, yeah, with the,
the
and I'm like,
midday
what the,
surprise.
I said, do they realize we do remember this? So
Yeah.
that that whole situation with that, I thought, okay, Tisha, first of all, you're lying. Number one, you're just saying stuff. You're just saying stuff, and because she's attacking them, she's coming out with the 1-2 punch. And Carlos is letting her lead, is not letting
Sure
Kiki and
did. Yeah.
Stormy. Yeah, she's coming out with the punches, and he's letting her lead. He feels like, oh, this is something that he needs to allow her to do. No, that's not
Mhm.
fair. That's a disservice to Stormy. That's a disservice to Kiki as well. And all you're doing is making her look worse than what she always looked like. Kimmy looks like
Mm.
the Stepford wives. Kimmy Kimmy is no longer Kimmy. She sits there and she frowns, and some whatever reason. And I agree with you. I do think that she's a man's girl, whatever, because
Yep.
she always feels the need to take up for Martell. Well, you can see he felt like she was saying that she could see that he felt like that he pleasured her. Why are you even talking about that? You don't know what happened in their
Mhm.
bedroom, so why are you even
Mhm.
bringing that up? But that,
Yeah.
that's the whole, that was kind of the whole situation with that. I just really felt like I said, I'm not a big fan of Stormy, but I do feel like they did her a disservice last night. I do feel like that was wrong the way he allowed Tisha to attack her like that. Because in so many, you should have seen me in my living room. I kept saying, let her land. What's she trying to say? He kept changing the
Yes.
subject. He kept taking it
Yep.
from her, but he wouldn't let her
Yep.
land. But and I kind of felt like that. But that was a disservice to her as well, as far as that
Mm-hmm.
situation. So yeah, it's interesting to see next week what goes on with Mel and Betty. I do agree with you. I don't think that Betty should have even been at the reunion. I
Period.
don't. Period. Whatever happened, Stormy's a big girl. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
she felt like that Mel had did or not did to her, that should have been a conversation between Mel and Stormy, not her
Exactly.
mom. Because listen, I'm one of those people. I don't cuss around my elders either. I don't even cuss around my older siblings. I'm the youngest of six, and I don't cuss around them as well. But if you putting her in a situation and Mel cuss her behind out, then Stormy is going to be mad, and that's going to be to Carlos and them, because Betty should not be there. She should not
Mm-hmm.
be there discussing anything with Mel, but they're bringing her that. And then Chit Chat, I got one more question. I mean, I just have a question. At
Mm-hmm.
the end, at the end of the show, when you saw the reunion of what's going to happen next week, and that's when you hear Mel say that in the court document it said that you and Sheree said it was a
Right.
business deal. Did you see Tisha on side of Martell with paperwork in her hand, like she's having a file or something?
Yeah, I don't think that relates to them. I think that's another prop that Tisha has rehearsed and come up with, similar
Oh,
to
okay.
who was that had the binder on one of Real Housewives of
Oh,
Atlanta?
on
Monique.
Potomac.
Monique.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think that it has nothing to do with this
Or
case. I can
Sheree
guarantee.
had it. Remember, Sheree had a binder too when it was her and Candy.
Yeah. 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 So I think that that's something that's just totally, it has
Oh,
nothing to
okay.
do with the case. I didn't
Oh,
take it
okay.
that way at all because Tisha know better.
Oh, okay.
That
I was
she
just
knows better.
Yeah, but that's
So
all I
yeah.
had to say. I just wanted to say that I felt like they did Stormy a disservice. I felt like Carlos
Hmm.
did. He did her
I
a
agree.
disservice by
I
not letting
agree.
her talk and not letting her say whatever she
Mhm.
said. And I do feel like the whole pop the pill thing or whatever, we did think she was talking about Tisha, but whatever that is, that's the
Right.
same thing that woman is a businesswoman. And for you to go on the nationwide platform and say that about her, yeah, that was
Hmm.
pretty wrong. But that's all
I
I had to say,
totally
y'all.
look. I totally agree with you. Stormy is not, unfortunately, just by some of the moves that Stormy make. Now I told you guys, as a woman, I am proud of Stormy. Now I hear about all these lawsuits or this or that or whatever the case may be, but one thing that cannot be altered is the TikTok numbers. And it is saying that the girl is making buku bucks. So I'm not gonna, there's nothing shady about that to me. It's admirable. She is a black woman and she's doing the damn thing. Now she may have to use all that money to pay, but at least she earned it. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's not like I have anything against her. And I do think that it was wrong the way Carlos mishandled Stormy in this first part of that reunion. I would have felt some type of way if I was her. And I think that this is what a lot of people were saying online while the episode was going on. Carlos, I even saw a post. Funky Dineva was excited about Tisha popping off. And I think that Carlos was as well. And I think in doing that, he wasn't fair to the other party in the exchange. Now, because don't let her pop off on me. And when I'm talking, you just cut me off and we moving along. No, no. So, like I said, it's going to be an interesting season 7 because I know Stormy is ready now. Ready
But chit,
now. And
but chit chat. I was gonna say this real fast too. After listening to Carlos last night, from what he said is when they sat down, before he asked one question and Tisha dived in. He didn't
I
know.
did.
He said he didn't even know she was going to go off like
I
that.
know that, and that's what they showed. That's what they showed. I'm talking about
But they still should
after.
have stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about after. Don't brush over that girl gone ahead and pop some pills. No, let them talk about that. And I think that that's something that probably was cut off. I'm not sure. And also, the whole plagiarism thing. Tisha
Yes.
copy and pasting word for word, bar for bar. Stormy was trying to say that as business owners, it is our responsibility to take that blame and all of that. Carlos made it the web designer's fault, and he said that the web designer owed Tisha an apology. Well, no, Tisha owed Stormy an apology. We could handle the web designer on the back end. But as far as this showing up on my product for my girls, I'm going to say to you, Stormy, I'm sorry. That should have never happened publicly. She didn't do it during the reunion, and she did not do it, during the season. So, yeah, I didn't like that. But we'll see. I think we're going to see the earlier Stormy that we saw before the That's What's Up Stormy. I think it's coming because she feels embarrassed, and honestly, she should. So, what I was saying though, Gail, I think that everybody is excited because Tisha has been the quiet one or not one to take up for herself or this or that, and that's what they wanted to see. But yeah, let the other person pop off too. But
Yeah.
excellent points, especially with you bringing up the midday surprise. It was a play on words, if you ask me. Tisha saying that she never asked Kiki anything because she did ask her that. So we don't care. That means that you feel like your husband may be cheating, even though the play on words was, I never came to you and said he was cheating. Yeah, but your ass thought he was. That's why you told me about that text message with the chick that he was gonna hire. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Good points, Gail. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. We are moving. Shout out again to all of the content creators in the chat. We got Pastor Braylon Lee trending, my little sis, Chef Don Don, Pink Table Topics, Aunt Debbie. Who else? Who else? If I missed anybody, my apologies. You guys feel free to drop the link to your chat, to your channel in the chat. That way people can subscribe. But 1,074 people watching. Thank you guys for joining us for this open panel discussion of part 1 of Love and Mirror Huntsville season 6 reunion. Thanks again, Gail. Next up, we got BLS. BLS, you got 5 to 7 minutes. Your thoughts? Sorry, real
Okay.
quick. I'm not sure if Shamir, sorry, give me 1 second, BLS. I'm not sure if Shamir dropped back down in the chat yet. I don't see her. But if you're listening, Shamir, you had a bad connection. But what I wanted to say to Shamir, she was saying that Stormy should have come into this and not really taken sides. And I agree. She should have come into this being impartial. You know what I'm saying? Not taking sides, not joining forces, just being fair and just. That is the definition of impartial. And I think that since she didn't do that, it is what it is, basically. But Gail, your rating, what do you rate the episode?
I think, you know what? Last night, I'm gonna say probably like an 8.
Okay. Braylon has 7.5 to 8. I didn't get a chance to ask Shamir. And Gail says an 8. All right. Excellent. Okay. BLS, you are up. Shout out to the chat. Please hit the like button real quickly. I have to acknowledge the money. Hold on. Let's see who just sent me a cash app. Give me 1 second, guys. Donica, thank you. And I shouldn't have said your first name. I say your name. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Why did I do that? And I see it now. Peaceful Journey. Thank you so very much for the cash app. I appreciate you.
Plenty dollars. Can we get?
All right. And while I was talking, I did upload a couple memes, but I definitely had to do this one.
That's cap.
That's cap.
That's cap.
He meant that, okay?
He really did, though.
Oh my goodness, man. All right. Go ahead, BLS. You are up. Your thoughts on the reunion? Part one.
Absolutely. I'm just a little confused about this Tisha finally. Every reunion is when she got smoke. This is nothing new from season one when they was on the couch with the one woman before Carlos started doing it. She been popping off at the reunion, every reunion. The one that we missing is the one that they didn't show up to, right? But if y'all roll back season one, she was popping off, and that's when Marceau checked her. You're a mother, and to me, that's manipulation. He trying to control her with that, like something gonna happen with the kids if she, speak her mind or just really be free to be who she is. But she been popping off every reunion.
But
Last
Gail,
year,
I'm sorry, not Gail, BLS. Let me say this. Marcel shut her down that season because he didn't want Martell to bust his ass out about the 20 women, the cheating and all of that. So, and I remember that because she started crying and everything. I remember exactly what you're talking about. But go ahead.
yeah, and yeah, she was starting to rev up, and he was like, "Wait, wait, 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 hold on." And so we knew he wanted, girl, hush, you about to get me exposed. And so I get that, but I'm just talking about how consistently throughout she might say something, a little here and there, but like this season, she was walking away more than anything. She didn't have nothing to say. But here's reunion, and then here she goes again, popping off and just letting everybody have it. And I also agree that she planned for it. But what they should recognize, because to me it's just a pattern, that they better get it out because for them it's no holds barred. They're gonna put all your stuff in the streets. And so Kiki, if she still got a job, she need to come ready. And ain't no that's my cousin because she done put all your stuff out here. And they've been putting all your stuff out here for years. They let everybody know you had an issue with drugs or whatever when nobody had to know that. But that happened way back then. And now we here. You get to the reunion and she telling stuff about, when y'all was young.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And this, I mean, so she has no, Lil Wanda is exactly right. And she just is ratchet with how she be pulling up people's stuff and how she go after people. Because to me, how she goes after people, and we could even see it in that one scene when they were getting a pedicure. She was loving it when she thought Kimmy was reading mail, and then Mel shut it down. And did you see the look on her face?
Tight.
And right. And so we allow her to play the victim and we buy into that almost like
Who is
poor
we?
Tisha.
Yeah. Hold
Well,
on. Who is
not,
we?
we as general,
In general.
like
Okay.
we,
All right, BLS.
yeah, it's like, we let her, but it's always the victim. And even when Carlos and Dustin was talking last night, they was talking like, yeah, she was the victim, and she finally, it's like finally my foot. She plays the victim, and then they buy into that like she is the victim. But she got a lot to say. They was in Houston. Well, he was like, and
Hold
she
on,
jumped.
BLS, hold on. We on a time
Okay.
limit. So get your thoughts out about the reunion and we'll have a couple power hours this week. I don't want to, we on a
Okay.
strict time.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Well, okay. I think I made the point as it relates to her playing a victim and then showing up at the reunion and telling everything. Ain't no stopping her there. Kimmy and Maurice, they showed up at the reunion like they showed up during the season. Forgettable. They ain't have much to say. All they did talk about was sex. And yeah, so I gotta wait for the power off for the other thing because there was something in this
Go ahead,
episode.
but we go ahead so you won't forget.
Okay, well, you know how people move, and people have been saying it's out there in these YouTube streets that Kimmy was a side chick. Okay, allegedly, and in my opinion, but the last scene, did y'all see that girl's behind? She was walking, she got up from the table and she was walking in the bathroom, and I saw her whole behind.
I didn't. Who you talking about, Kimmy?
Yes.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. And then Maurice got up and talked about, okay, get out, get out, get out. But I was like, what self-respecting woman, would put herself in a position where her tail could get caught? Do you get what I'm saying? It's enough to put on airs like, well, now we're going to have to put you out, but you stay your tail in the chair. We could tell you kind of had on, a negligee or whatever, but her tail was out. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely a side chick because it's all about the butt. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. And I feel like Stormy did not get the proper opportunity. I agree with you guys on that. But I think it happens because of, I don't know. I agree the reads were prepared. But to me, they're always prepared. When you look at the fact that she's bringing props and all of those things. And I think this is a lesson for Stormy and Kiki. This is y'all's baptism. When y'all come ready. Answer any hanging chads, any questions that are still out there. And, Mel comes ready. But she just always ready with a read. That's good. And I love it. Because initially she was sitting there and she was all into the conversation that they were having. And to me, it looked like it took her a minute, like, oh, wait, he just came for me. Let me check him real quick.
Look, I love the energy. I love the energy. And I was glad to hear Carlos and Dustin say it as well. You can tell that Mel is in a totally different space than she was last year and the years before. She was going through her divorce and all of that since the show started damn near. So it seems like she is really free from all that. And I loved it. I love the joking with Marceau with the t-shirt, and it was a happier Mel. Not saying that she didn't, show us any of that in the past seasons reunions, but this year you can just see that she's lighter. Like, I'm done with all of that. But go ahead. You have 2 minutes, BLS.
Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna hog it up. And I can catch you next week for some of this other chatter that's going on in my head. But I will agree. I loved Mel's energy. I love the fact that she's back. And I like what Dustin had to say about her. The queen was holding court.
Yeah, she was,
And
baby.
yes, and I'll wait till next week to even discuss,
Yeah, we'll
Kruger.
discuss. I'll put it on my little calendar here. What's the day? The 7th, Tuesday, the 9th Power Hour. We will discuss Dustin and Carlos. So make sure to join me. We'll do an evening Power Hour because I know a lot of people. We'll see, afternoon or evening, one or the other. But before we go, BLS, what is your rating for the episode?
Because it felt disjointed to me and all of the talking over, and nobody really got a chance to really read good. I would say for me it was a 6. I've seen better.
Okay. Okay. All right. BLS say it was a 6. A 6. Now, L Boogie said, I can't wait to see Hotel storm across that stage. Well, guess what, child? You ain't gotta wait. Look at him. Look at him go, child.
Lord
Look at
help.
him go. What
The
a big
only
day.
the only meme that can compliment that is Stormy's I gave your ass grace.
Hey. And what else did Stormy say, Braylon? This what she said.
Talk about it don't mean we ain't doing it.
I cannot.
I love that. Next. While I'm playing
Oh,
memes,
my
we're gonna go
Lord.
ahead. Did I get mail?
Sassier than
me. And last but not least,
That's cap.
yeah.
I cannot.
I got more. Okay, I got so many memes. This was a meme fest for me. This whole doggone reunion. But thank you, BLS. We'll definitely touch bases on everything else that you want to discuss. I appreciate you. Shout out to the 1K plus that's watching. I appreciate you guys as well. Please hit the like button. Everything that we are discussing is for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. Sherry M said,
That's cap.
I see your comment, Sherry M. But next up is Ladon. Ladon, your thoughts on the first part of the reunion?
Well, I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
8. Okay. 8.5. All right.
Yeah, because I don't really give credit for reads that are lies or don't hold no weight. Just because it sounds good. It's like half of these passes out here because they give a good performance running across stage and it make people bop. You're more into the entertainment part than the actual words coming out their mouth and what they mean. So I say that about Tisha. You know, you always make this grand old thing, but you fall flat every time. I'm not impressed. I think it was unfair for Stormy. I'm not a Stormy fan, but what I am is right and wrong is wrong. I don't like Stormy just because we ain't cut from the same cloth. But do I think she do everything wrong? No. And in this instant, I didn't think she had a fair chance because Carlos was protecting Tisha like a baby because she's so sensitive. You know, nobody likes me. Always crying, you know, but yet you got on some boxing gloves. I'm not impressed because once again, when she called your husband a Mitch, you should have been across that table.
Period.
So this shows that somebody had you know, your minions that are watching us on YouTube, you got some information, because I'm gonna tell you, ain't nobody calling you talk about they owe you to, because $100, that ain't even a real owe. Stop it. Me and my friends, when we look out for each other, we don't say you got to pay $50 or $100 back. That's just us looking out. So you millionaire, so-called, allegedly, talking about somebody still owe you when you didn't even have the appropriate contract in the first place. I could blow that up in smoke because I didn't know nothing about that. That wasn't the deal for me to come here if you really want to get technical about it. Yes, it's only $100, but the way you coming at me like you can't pay your light bill if I don't pay that $100 is beyond me.
Right.
So
and that was the purpose, LaDawn. It was the principle. We know Stormy and Tisha know. We know Stormy got $100 and had it that day.
Yeah,
but it
because
was
Courtney also left it, remember?
Yeah, he did in black.
So, like, let's just stop that. You just trying to take the focus off of your lawsuits, allegedly, in my opinion. You know, and what the streets are talking about, what y'all owe, you know, and not finishing projects and beating people and stealing people's ideas, allegedly. So, I'm not impressed. And then when They was talking about the house mother and all of this and missing out on your kids. I'm so glad Mel shut that down and said, I travel across the world. I walk runways, and I still make
Yeah.
every Christmas pageant, every meeting, every group, every this, every that, and I still do it. So don't come to me with that, okay? As a single woman, you know, he was trying to discredit her or make Tisha think that it can't be done. And that's what he keeps in her head. And because, you know, it's okay if that's not your niche, though. Everybody's not management material. Everybody's not boss material. That's okay. But then you need to be okay with that within yourself and stop being in competition with somebody who is not on your level. And then you want to sit at the Black Expo talking about you got to get advice from people and ask people things, but then you want to sit up on this stage talking about when people was giving you criticism, you took it as hate. So you didn't mean what you said at the Black Expo then to the people. Because your statement was, you know, don't be scared to ask people how you do it. And girl, how'd you, you know, that's what you said on that stage. But on the reunion stage, you said when they was giving you the criticism that it was hate. Come on now. Come on. And your husband shut you down once again and was like, Mel didn't do that. But you wanted to perpetrate that. You wanted to put that out there. So I'm just done with Tisha and her nonsense. And Kimmy couldn't even sit right. That dress was so tight. That dress was so tight. She had to twist and sit sideways and then hold it this way. It's like, girl, you know, and you know, she thought she was slighting Mel when Mel kept asking her to stand up because she was there when she seen what Mel was talking about, and she was ignoring Mel. It really just showed how weak you are, and how even when if the Scots jump off a bridge, you'll jump off too. You can't even stand up. It's not about you going against the Scots. It's about you being a real person and knowing when right is right and wrong is wrong. That's it. And you just won't, you got it all messed up in your head. And you letting them set you out there to dry because you look like a fool. They're okay with this. The brothers bounce off this. They're okay with this. They got egos to where any attention is good for them. And they don't care that their wives are being dragged over it, you know? And Kimmy is a pick me, and it shows every time. And I think Mel was the one who shined. Kiki, she did herself a disservice. Uncle Wanda been put out that there was allegedly cheating allegations, all this crap you've been talking for months on YouTube. You should have said that yourself so that Tisha couldn't have said it. You had an opportunity because it was already out there before this reunion.
Right.
It's nothing to practice. Tell the truth. There's nothing to practice. If you know something about Tisha and Marceau, because you said you trying to hold it in because you don't want to be so dirty like them, all gloves are off. They drug you. Just say it. You don't gotta have time to make it up. Say what it is. And that's why people get mad with Kiki. She say a lot of nothing. So I'm sick of her. She got dragged. That's the only one Tisha dragged was Kiki. I will give her that. The only one she dragged was Kiki. Everybody else, it fell flat because, like I said, it held no weight. That's how I feel about it. I can't wait. Um, I'm glad Mel's talking to Stormy's mom because you want to talk about Mel and what's under her comments. What about you talking about her kids under the other comments? Did Stormy stop people from talking about Mel's kids under there? So let's not go there. She don't have control over people's opinion. Y'all want to be reality stars. So if you want to give fake and we find the reality that you really were supposed to put out there, don't get mad. That's it.
Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Lil Dawn dropping it like it was hot. I agree with you, sis. I do. Although she got at Stormy too. Carlos didn't allow Stormy, in my opinion, but Tisha did get at Kiki and Stormy. I agree with you. We've heard little rumblings in the streets about Kiki, and yeah, she should have addressed it. Now, maybe she did on a live video, but she didn't on that show, and that's a big difference
She
because
didn't because I watch all her lives.
okay. And for those that don't watch any YouTube, then they feel like Tisha bust Kiki's ass out. Okay. And yeah, it was a missed opportunity for her as well. So excellent comment. LaDawn, you said you gave the show an 8.5, and that's where I am. I'm right up there. I enjoyed it. Love and Maritimes feels the show that we all love to hate. Love is the key word, and that's why we watch. That's why we hear. That's why we talk about it, and I enjoyed it. But thank you again. Real quickly, let me acknowledge some super chats. I thank you guys so very much. Teresa, thank you for gifting 5 people that's in the chat memberships to the Cutie Crew. Thank you so very much, Teresa. That was so nice of you to do. I appreciate it. And yeah, for those of you that she gifted a membership to, welcome to the QT crew. We will be meeting this week like we do every week. We had an excellent members only live this past Friday. Annette, thank you so very much. You say you love my show. I appreciate you, Annette. Thank you so much. Cheek sitting up. Y'all know I cheese. Deborah Jackson, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for telling me I'm the best. You all are as well. But thank you, Deborah. Big Hip D76. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. And Jay Humans, thank you so very much for the super sticker. Shout out again to Teresa Wright. Before I get to Aunt Debbie, she will be closing us out. Thank you, Peaceful Journey. Thank each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Wasn't it, TLP? So very kind. I want to read one comment and then we will get to Aunt Debbie. Ciao. Already. I'm already saying woo child. But let's read this comment from Shelly 111. Shelly said 80% of Black women are the sole providers of their home and raise great kids while working full time. Marceau sounded like a fool. He is the one that has never taken his own son to the barber. You better say it. Well, you know why he don't do that, Shelly? Because that is not his role. And we know that that's bonding time for men with their boys and getting them accustomed to that barbershop life. And yeah, he don't even do that. And had the nerve to say those disrespectful things when it comes to single women, single Black women. I didn't like it not one bit. And I get Marceau is supposed to be this jokester, but some shit you just don't joke about at all. Because you are saying that women that stay home and raise kids are better than, and child, we see that ain't the case, when it comes to your own household, Marceau. So, that's just game that he runs on Tisha, been running it for 15, 16 years. I did see a comment from Elizabeth, and I may have lost it now, but Elizabeth, here we go. Elizabeth said, we okay if Letitia and Marceau disagree. We are. That's normal. Whether like them or not, couples disagree in relationships. They have been together for more than 15 years. I think we can agree with you, Elizabeth. We're not saying anything about if Letitia and Marceau disagrees, but a lot of us can recognize that Tisha is actually yearning to get outside the house. Not what she said on the show or what Carlos said, that she has this desire to be a stay-at-home mom, because that's what she is. She already is a stay-at-home mom. Okay? So, that's what we disagree with. We know if Marceau wasn't running that household the way that he is, I'm the master. I'm the ruler. Do as I say. We got roles and goals. And if she differs or steers off path, then
He
it's
ain't
going to be a
supporting
problem.
it.
Yeah, that's what we disagree with. That girl been wanting to work. We saw her crying season 1. We saw Mel coming over there advocating for her to get out the house and let's go network and rub elbows. And Tisha was so excited and enjoyed it, and Marcel was not. So yeah, we not agreeing that couples disagree. That's normal. And 15 years don't mean a thing if you can't do what you want to do, Elizabeth. My opinion, but great comment. All right, guys, we are at our last panelist, which is Aunt Debbie. Thank you again, Lil Dawn. Let me say this before I get to Aunt Debbie, because I wrote this down to say I'm a little hopeful about this court case. I don't know what's going on between Mel and Martell, but when Mel said in that reunion yesterday that on the official court documents about Sheree, I believe that it could be about these women that's around her kids. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but
Mm-hmm.
at least we know that that's something that's being brought up. It looks like. She said that's in the documents. That
Yeah.
Martell said, "Oh, we just business relationship." That's a lie.
All
So
these
Mel,
different
Mel may
women.
be on something. Mel may be ready to go ahead and hit them where it hurts. So, but thank you again, Aunt Debbie. You are up. Your thoughts, Aunt Debbie, on part 1 of the reunion.
Well, when it first started, I came out. You know, they looked all right. Their dresses could have been better. Um, I think
Mm-hmm.
Tisha. I think if I was Stormy, I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't like neither one of them. But if I was Stormy, just like you said, I would sue her,
Period.
Mm-hmm.
and that would be the end of that. But Stormy gonna get her in the next season. You know, that's gonna be she gonna catch hell. Tisha rehearsed that, and I get what Marceau was saying when he was telling her to pull back because you're a businesswoman, you don't want that out. I could see him saying that, and for what reason? Because you don't want people to know that you really act like that. But whatever's going on between Marceau and Tisha don't want to listen to him. She's so mad, whatever it is between the two of them. And if you notice, he keeps saying he don't want to get a divorce. He want to keep his wife. He calling her bae. He never did all that. So whatever it is going on between them, she don't want to listen to him. She don't want to do what he say. She don't want to follow like she been following. We got roles and goals. She's
Mm-hmm.
thinking now she got her own roles and goals, and she's mad at him about whatever it is. So they'll show it in season 7, I guess. I think that Kiki been doing so much talking on these interviews. She got to the reunion and had nothing to say.
Woo wee.
Mm-hmm.
Woo
Too much
wee.
talking. She did too much talking on these interviews, and she messed around and wasn't paying attention what she should have been saying or telling her story on the show. Now Tisha done told it
Mm-hmm.
and sprayed her with it, used it all against her. As
Mm-hmm.
far as Kimmy and Maurice, nobody cares about their life and those pictures and all of that kind of stuff. To me, Kimmy is a male identified woman. She go along with whatever the men say. And ever since she let it out that she wasn't being satisfied on that show, Maurice been making her pay for it. And she been backpedaling. Oh, it's me, it's this, it's that.
Mm.
That's what she been doing. Sick of hearing about them too. I don't care if I just wish they would go away with that. And if they don't have a better storyline for season 7, I don't want to hear about that. And I wish they'll just get off the show because they don't bring nothing to it. And I'm tired of her just sitting around eyeballing and saying, well, Martell is this. I don't want to hear nothing about that one. We know Martell ain't crap. And the things he did to his wife and the things he doing to his children, trying to get back at his wife.
Anytime men go that low to use their children to get back at the other spouse, they some terrible individuals in my book. They some low down creatures, and he is a low down creature. I get a show. I won't give it a 5, but I'll go 6. But I think that Carlos King, he takes up for the Scots. Now he let Tisha say all that stuff, but didn't give Stormy a chance to even answer. You know, he that wasn't fair. You know, like I say, I don't have a dog in that fight, but I think what's fair is fair, and he didn't play fair on that. And as far as Martell, I just think that he need to get off the show. I know he say if he can't show his life, he should be fired. I don't know what they waiting on. You know, I know this happened before, but to me, I feel like they need to come out and say something right now. Let it be an end all right now. Just let it be end all and get rid of him. Because whatever's going on with this court case with him and Mel, that's really gonna send him over the edge because he's not gonna get his way. So it's time to do something now and not wait till it happens. So and I don't see why Betty on there. I just don't. And I won't understand why. Maurice, now he a lawyer. Every lawyer got some nice shoes. Why he had on them nasty gym shoes sitting there with that suit on? Go back and look at his gym shoes.
I gotta go back and look at the shoes. I missed it.
He done ran and played in them gym shoes and didn't have on no nice shoes with that suit. You know, Kimmy ought to make him do better. Oh, she can't because she gonna do whatever he say. I forgot about that part.
However, that's what she gonna say, Aunt Debbie. However, that's Kimmy. Go ahead.
She take her however and go stick it up her rump. I don't want to hear nothing about that. That man's shoes was dirty. You know, Courtney had on the Fresh Pass gym shoes. Even though I don't like no pink satin suit.
Courtney looked like he's about to slide. Courtney looked like he's about to slide right off of that couch, child. And that satin suit, looking like a king size sheet set. Go ahead, Aunt Debbie.
You know, and when they came in, you notice everybody could go to their room and get in it? Why was Martell's room locked?
It sure was. It sure was.
That's telling you something. That's telling you something. He should have got it from there. They must be getting ready to get rid of me or something. He couldn't get in the room. And you know, I just think when he came up them nasty shorts on and that half a bag, and then he always want to start something with Mel and do all the talking. It's all been said and done. It's all been said and done. You shouldn't have nothing to say that late. If she say she ain't get a big O from you, well, maybe she did, because the other girl said you want nothing in the bed either. She got on the internet and said it. So what you mad about what Mel say? And you talking about all these women. And it was Cherie. She said she was about hitting you, wasn't hitting on nothing in the bed either. So you need to be quiet about a hook and a curve and all that crap.
Ooh, child.
When you got a gherkin down there, go on with that crap. So move around, get a job, and do better for yourself. And you know, stop trying to play like you all that. And here go Tisha. Well, all of us millionaires don't sit around talking about their millions. They be trying to make billions. She needs to shut up too. You know, I don't believe they no millionaire, but you know, okay, if that's what you say. But I think that all that money, when she was talking about she didn't want to talk about the expo. I think what they did, and they said they was, you know, doing it for the community. See, I hate a liar, because it seemed like to me, they did that to line their own pockets. And they showed nothing they did for the community. I think they kept that money. That's how they went to Africa. Or whatever they did with it. You know, she's always talking about this, that, and the other. But to me, they look like some frauds on that, because they haven't showed anything on the show, or they haven't said anything about what they have done for the community with the money, the sponsorships, or whatever they got.
Mel do drives and stuff like that.
Well, Mel showed her turkey driving the dinner thing. They didn't do that. They didn't give our coats. They didn't give our no. They didn't do nothing. I didn't see nothing.
Yes, they did, Aunt Debbie. They did do something. They did do something for Christmas. They
They
did it with
did,
Amazon.
and it was on the news as
It
well.
was on the news. They did do something.
Okay, well, what did Marcel and Tisha do?
I
They
can't remember
sponsored some
exactly what it was.
children or something like some toys or something like that.
Yeah,
But it was on the news. They partnered with Amazon. It was on the news in Alabama, wherever
yeah.
they are.
Yep, that is correct.
The one and only, but okay. I will take it.
Okay, all right. At least they did something. Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
Wait. They worked with Amazon, but yet they couldn't have a place for children to call home and cancel casino night. Okay, good for them. I guess they did something.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's something is better than nothing. That's the way I'm gonna put this. Something better than nothing. I take
Mm-hmm.
that back. They did something. So again,
Yeah.
God bless them. But Tisha, she don't work well with people, so she can't take criticism. How's she gonna be in business if she don't want to learn from somebody?
Yeah. I
So
agree.
she needs to, like he said, she's supposed to stay at home. She been staying at home, and she went out a little bit. He took the office from her. I don't guess she was doing nothing in it anyway. So, but if he want her to stay at home and she don't want to stay, that's something they have to work out. But I think it was an ignorant statement that he made when he said that single women,
Yeah.
about them and being there for their children. And Mel got him all the way together. She got him all the way together. I think a lot of things that Marceau say, he think they jokes, but they don't be funny. They just be ignorant statements. And I just think that he need to shut up sometime. He need to shut up. Just like Martell need to shut up. And
Mm-hmm.
Kiki she don't need to do no more interviews. She need to focus on something. If she gonna be on the show, she better get it together because Tisha really wiped the floor with her, told all her business. And she went real low. That's letting you know I'm not your cousin. We're in competition and you my enemy. And I'm coming for you.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Aunt Debbie say Martell got a gherkin. I just wanted to put a gherkin up here, child. There go a gherkin, child. Aunt Debbie say Martell is working with a gherkin, baby. Woo, child. Go ahead, Aunt Debbie.
Martell need to quit. He need to quit. I hate the way he did them kids at that cheesecake factory. I just
Yeah.
felt so bad for those kids. I just felt so bad. And that crow over there with her wired mouth, just a grin, just a grinning.
Baby.
I
Baby,
just
thanks
can't,
for
I can't,
saying
I
that
can't.
because I got a picture. Go ahead. I'm gonna email it to myself and we gonna end it on this. I forgot somebody sent me a picture, child. Coleslaw. Go ahead, Aunt Debbie.
That little gator mouth help, I can't stand her. And get up there like she talking about a family. There ain't no family. No plates on the table. What food they ate? All of them standing around a slice of cake. That's not how you roll. He should have had a whole cake. So them kids could have took a slice home. Even if they ate some there. You got one piece of cake on the table with a bunch of napkins. Get out of here.
They probably did.
I just,
They ate the bread. The bread that they give you. They probably did that.
who want to go out to eat bread? You can stay at
Nobody.
home and eat bread. You know,
Nobody.
nobody. And then
Mhm.
Destiny, that blowfish mouth helper need her tail whooped. They better not
Oh,
never bring her
child.
back on there. She need to
Right,
be,
Debbie.
she need her ass tore. You messing around and putting that lady kids on there, trying to show Mel that you with Slaw and they with your kids trying to hurt her. You only hurting yourself. Cause everybody laughing at you. That man got on that set with you and then met the producer and married him. Right up under your nose. You didn't even see that coming. I'm telling you, God don't like ugly. She didn't see that coming. She didn't see that coming. She you round on interview tonight, you're gonna have some babies with the man and this, that, and the other told Carlos that and hit a man that got married. And the lady, every chance she gets, she's sliding you on social media, putting the pictures up, wedding pictures. I was trying to get back off social media and shut my mouth and stay out of male's business. That's what I would do.
Aunt Debbie, take a look at the screen. Take a look at the screen, Aunt Debbie. Tell me your thoughts about that, Aunt Debbie. That's Beavis and Butthead. Which one is that, Butthead? Now, somebody put this together and sent this to me, and I must say, I can see a slight resemblance. OMG. Can y'all see it? Ooh, child.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
teeth
Butthead.
area, you know what I mean? The teeth area, that's what it's giving. Somebody said the braces are probably rusty by now. It's a mess, child. Now, if Martell can do anything, if you can bounce up and down on me for damn near a decade, you can get these damn braces out my mouth. Okay? Enough is enough.
When they take them out, her teeth gonna come out too. Cause she done had them in there so long, and you can see where they done turned. And she don't go and she don't get that. You supposed it's some kind of work you go get them for they to tighten them up or either lose them or take them out. She don't have the money to do that. Once she got that $40,000, she should have got her mouth fixed instead of buying a car and buying bracelets. See that bracelet she got on? She could have took that money and got her teeth fixed. What's more important, your teeth or that bracelet?
Ooh, child. Lord have mercy.
That's what I'm talking about, a fool in their money. She's a fool. She's a fool. And look at that swell. She got a bracelet on. Her hair, her swell look old and dusty with lint on it. That little boy, I ain't talking about the baby because his mama's supposed to wash his cold clothes and make sure they clean. He didn't look clean. If you look at them pictures, that girl's sweater was falling all off of her. She had her mama old sweater on. You had that mom, you come buy them kids no clothes, but you was in that store talking about what you was buying the M&M kids. Why you didn't buy your own kids something?
Not the hand-me-downs, Aunt Debbie. Not the hand-me-downs. Lord have mercy.
That's what a child had on from her. She was running around in that store talking about what she was bad. Y'all saw her. She had a rack full of something, but she didn't have enough coming out the store. And if you bought them some, why they don't have them clothes on? It's winter time. Why that little boy ain't got a nice winter sweater on? He's sitting there with a t-shirt, a dusty, dirty t-shirt. But you running around town, you got a diamond bracelet on your arm, and your kid got on dirty clothes. I got a problem with that.
Yeah, some of these parents operate that way, you know. It's terrible. Well, Aunt Debbie, we ain't gonna get into what you say about our mouth, Aunt Debbie. You said the teeth gonna come out if once they try to
Once they
tighten
take them bracelets off, them teeth gonna fall out. She better leave them on. That's why she keeping them on there. You know, I don't mean to hold you, but I just think the reunion could have been better. And I just think that Carlos, he irks my nerve the way he talks sometimes. Just when I hear him talk, he get on my nerve. I think he should stop the foolishness and get real with it. And stop taking up for them Scots. Either they pull their weight or get them off the show.
Right. I agree. It may be time for a new reunion host as well. Now, he said in his interview with Dustin that there's a big announcement. I'm hoping Dustin is going to have some type of role in Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just love everything that he gives with his reviews and everything else. You know, Dustin likes Tisha, so I don't immediately dislike people and it's not like I dislike Tisha as well. But I don't dislike even just content creators in general. They may rad for other people. It is what it is. It what makes the world go round. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But I'm hoping that that big announcement has something to do with Dustin. The way Carlos said it, that's the way I took it. That it's gonna have something to do with him, and I hope it has something to do with Love and Mayor Tunstall. He gives a great perspective, and I also think he would be a better choice when it comes to hosting the reunion. Carlos cannot be what we said earlier, impartial or fair or just. He has his faves and it shows, you know what I'm saying? And get somebody in the reunion that's gonna hold everybody to the fire. Everybody. So, Aunt Debbie, now you say you didn't care for it too much. What was your rating for the reunion?
A 6.
A 6. All right. So, Shamir with her bad connection, we didn't get hers, but the good old passer, Braylon Lee, gave it a 7.5 to an 8. We had Gail, gave it an 8. BLS gave it a 6. LaDorn gave it an 8.5. Aunt Debbie gave it a 6. And I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.5 as well. I enjoyed it. I do wish, though, that they would have waited until the whole season was over. They filmed the reunion too early for me, but it was good. It was good. I agree with you, Aunt Debbie, with your thoughts about Kiki. You have been one that's given great advice when it comes to Kiki. A lot of people in the comments were saying that Kiki didn't start talking until after the reunion on YouTube. I kind of disagree with that. Kiki has been on enough interviews, and Wanda came out very early on and mentioned cheating when it comes to Kiki. So that means Kiki had an opportunity to address that on her own Instagram page or YouTube platform or whatever. She should have sprayed it herself, if you ask me. Tisha left her sitting there looking stunned. But a lot of you guys say we got part two, and we don't know how Kiki is going to come back at Tisha. We shall see. I know one thing, somebody better come back to Tisha because Tisha is letting loose. She letting loose this reunion from what I can see thus far. Aunt Debbie, last thing I'll say is I totally agree with you as well. Stormy gonna be a problem next season. Y'all mark my words. Stormy is gonna come out guns a-blazing with Tisha, and I can't wait to see it. I don't know about you all. I cannot wait. But we went over as always. We had 2 hours, 29 minutes. So we went over 30 minutes. That's not too bad. We cannot do those 6-7 hour lives no more. I apologize if anybody looking for it. We do have a more relaxed setting in our members only. Thank you to those that Teresa gifted thank you to Teresa for gifting those 5 people for memberships of the Cutie Crew. And thank you to the Cutie Crew. You guys know I love you guys. We had a ball Friday. Shout out to the panel, Pastor Braylon Lee, Gail Harris, BLS, Luzon, and my Aunt Debbie. Yes, she is my Aunt Debbie. Shout out to Shamir as well. She gave some great commentary before she left. We are ending this with 949 people still watching. If you guys did not, let me put this up before I go, child. If you guys did not hit that like button, please make sure to hit that like button before you exit all the way off. Shout out to Beavis and Butthead, baby. Beavis and Butthead. Now, whoever sent me this picture, whoever,
Ciao.
you not right. You not right. But I said I'm putting that up there, child. Striking resemblance. Okay. Striking resemblance. But good night to you guys. Thank you guys for joining me on this Sunday night recap. We will do this next Sunday as well for part 2. And we will have a couple power hours throughout the week. Shout out to each and every one of you. Go Tank. Tank tore that party up last night. And happy birthday again to Marcus's husband, Troy. They did the damn thing. That was a beautiful, I don't want to say black tie affair, but it was definitely formal. And it looks like they had a ball. But to you, Pastor, thank you again, Pastor Braylon Lee and Gail. Shout out to
No
the
problem.
chat. All right. Thank you, Braylon. Good night to each and every one of you. Love you guys. Have a great night. And if it's not too much going on at work, I will see you guys for Power Hour, Hot Topics, and little more Huntsville news. There's a whole lot going on behind the scenes. And I'm just going to trickle it on out here. Good night, sis. Good night. Good night, Tyra. Shout out to the cutie moms as well. All right, guys, we did good tonight on time. I am out of here. Again, if you have not hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Good night, Lois. But hit that like button on the way out, and I will chat with you guys soon. Bye. If I could find my music, child, we gonna try that again. Where is it? I done added all those doggone memes. Okay. All right. Before we go.
That's cap.
Let's look. I'm gonna have to move my I'm gonna have to move my overlay with this one because I want to see his body. So Mel wasn't having it, okay? Another meme.
We don't talk about it, don't mean we ain't doing it.
Stormy say next. Love this one.
Sassier than me.
And last but not least.
That's what we talking about.
That's what we talking about. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that one too because it cut her off. But all right, guys, we are up out of here. Have a good night again. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to those that gave me a super chat or cash app. I appreciate each and every one of you. And this is the right one. I will chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. 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 Chit chat with QT.